Hey everyone, welcome back. Big news is on the horizon for anyone receiving Social Security in 2026, and it could impact your monthly check in ways many people aren't expecting. For millions of Americans, even the smallest change in benefits determines whether the bills get paid on time. And this year's adjustment has a twist you'll want to know about. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. Do you feel like your Social Security checks actually keep up with your real expenses, or do they always seem to fall short? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future updates that could help you plan ahead. Now, let's break down what's happening. Every fall, the Social Security Administration announces the Annual Cost of Living Adjustment, better known as COLA. In theory, it's a yearly raise to keep your benefits in line with inflation so your check buys as much as it did the year before. Sounds simple, right? But the reality is far more complicated. For 2026, analysts are predicting a COL of about 2.7 to 2.8%. On paper, that means the average Social Security check would rise by around $52 to $54 a month, bringing the typical benefit from roughly $1,865 to about $1,917. A little extra money always helps. But here's the catch. Rising costs in other areas can swallow that increase almost immediately. Take Medicare, for example. Part B premiums, which cover doctor visits and outpatient care, are expected to rise by about $21.50 per month. That alone eats up nearly half of the COA increase. On top of that, Part D prescription drug plans are set to climb as much as $50 a month now that premium caps are disappearing. Do the math. If your Social Security goes up $54 but your drug plan jumps $50, you're actually left behind even though your benefit technically increased. This is why experts often say COL doesn't tell the whole story. Many of you watching already know this firsthand. I read your comments all the time. Rent goes up, groceries get more expensive, medications become harder to afford, and that annual bump in benefits never seems to catch up. It feels like chasing a moving target. So why is COA out of step with reality? The calculation is based on the CPI-W, an inflation measure that tracks spending by urban wage earners and clerical workers. But retirees don't spend like wage earners. Seniors devote a much larger share of their income to healthcare, housing, and long-term care costs that rise faster than average inflation. That means while the official inflation rate says 2.8%, your personal inflation may feel closer to 4 or 5%. That's why many advocacy groups argue for a switch to CPIA, the Consumer Price Index, for the elderly, which better reflects senior spending patterns. It would likely produce larger, more realistic adjustments. But for now, Washington still uses CPI-W, leaving many retirees caught in the gap between what the numbers say and what their wallets feel. And the challenges don't end there. In 2024, the Census Bureau reported that senior poverty rose from 14.2% to 15%. Nearly a million more older Americans slipped below the poverty line in just 1 year, the only age group to see poverty rates increase. That alone says a lot about how fragile financial security has become, even with annual COLA raises. There's another change coming that could trip some people up. Starting September 30, 2025, Social Security will phase out paper checks entirely. From then on, benefits will only be delivered through direct deposit or prepaid debit cards. The government says this reduces fraud, saves money, and avoids mail delays. But for seniors without easy access to banks or those uncomfortable with digital systems, this could create confusion and even missed payments. How about you? Would that change make things easier or harder for you or someone you know? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's zoom out to the bigger picture. Inflation has cooled since the highs of a couple years ago, but it's still here. Add to that the effects of tariffs and trade policies. Supporters say they protect American jobs. Critics say they raise prices, and the bottom line is simple. Retirees on fixed incomes are often the ones caught in the squeeze. Over the past few years, COLA has been a roller coaster, 5.9% in 2022, 8.7% in 2023, then down to 3.2% in 2024, 2.5% in 2025, and now around 2.8% for 2026. Imagine trying to budget when your annual raise swings that dramatically. For the 40% of Americans who rely entirely on Social Security, that unpredictability is more than stressful, it's destabilizing. So yes, 2.8% might look decent on paper, but when rent rises by $200, groceries cost $50 more, or prescriptions jump $75, that $50 increase is like patching one hole in the roof while three more start leaking. What can you do? For starters, check whether you qualify for support programs. Medicare savings programs can help reduce premiums. Extra help is available for prescription drug costs. Many states and local governments also offer assistance for food, utilities, and other essentials. Too many people don't realize they qualify for these, so it's worth looking into. Some people also explore part-time work, if health allows. Even modest extra income can help offset rising expenses. And for some retirees, continuing to work a little provides both financial breathing room and a renewed sense of purpose. Looking ahead, the official COLA announcement will come in October. Most experts agree it will land at 2.8% unless inflation suddenly drops in September. But whether it's 2.7% or 2.8%, the outcome is the same. COLA alone won't fix the financial squeeze seniors face. Real change requires Washington to update the formula so it reflects actual costs, especially healthcare and housing. So, here's my question to you. If you had the power to change how COLA is calculated, would you stick with the current method, or would you push for something like CPIE that's designed around seniors' real expenses? Let me know your thoughts. I always read the comments. At the end of the day, this isn't just about numbers. It's about fairness, dignity, and security in retirement. If you found today's breakdown helpful, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future updates. We'll keep covering the changes that matter most, in plain language, without the noise. Thanks for spending your time with me today. And remember, knowledge is one of the best tools you have to protect your future.